You can never get a cup of tea large enough or a book long enough to suit me. Someday you will be old enough to start reading fairy tales again. A children's story that can only be enjoyed by children is not a good children's story in the slightest. Eating and reading are two pleasures that combine admirably. I can't imagine a man really enjoying a book and reading it only once. To be a Christian means to forgive the inexcusable because God has forgiven the inexcusable in you. We are not necessarily doubting that God will do the best for us. We are wondering how painful the best will turn out to be. There are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind. Love is not affectionate feeling, but a steady wish for the loved person's ultimate good as far as it can be obtained. I have learned now that while those who speak about one's miseries usually hurt, those who keep silence hurt more. God can't give us peace and happiness apart from Himself because there is no such thing. He died not for men, but for each man. If each man had been the only man made, he would have done no less. What draws people to be friends is that they see the same truth. They share it. The task of the modern educator is not to cut down jungles, but to irrigate deserts. Education without values, as useful as it is, seems rather to make man a more clever devil. Love is something more stern and splendid than mere kindness. God allows us to experience the low points of life in order to teach us lessons that we could learn in no other way. Now the trouble about trying to make yourself stupider than you really are is that you very often succeed. There was a boy called Eustace Clarence Scrubb, and he almost deserved it. She's the sort of woman who lives for others. You can tell the others by their hunted expression. The great thing to remember is that though our feelings come and go, God's love for us does not. You would not have called to me unless I had been calling to you, said the lion. It is when we notice the dirt that God is most present in us. It is the very sign of His presence. The future is something which everyone reaches at the rate of 60 minutes an hour, whatever he does, whoever he is. The pain I feel now is the happiness I had before. That's the deal. Nothing you have not given away will ever really be yours. If you love deeply, you're going to get hurt badly. But it's still worth it. When we lose one blessing, another is often most unexpectedly given in its place. It is a very funny thing that the sleepier you are, the longer you take about getting to bed. But courage, child, we are all between the paws of the true Aslan. One day, you will be old enough to start reading fairy tales again. Everyone thinks forgiveness is a lovely idea until he has something to forgive. Spiteful words can hurt your feelings, but silence breaks your heart. Gratitude looks to the past and love to the present. Fear, avarice, lust, and ambition look ahead. Child, said the lion, I am telling you your story, not hers. No one is told any story but their own. You have not chosen one another, but I have chosen you for one another. Experience, that most brutal of teachers. But you learn, my God, do you learn? A young man who wishes to remain a sound atheist cannot be too careful of his reading. Peter did not feel very brave. Indeed, he felt he was going to be sick. But that made no difference to what he had to do. The term is over. The holidays have begun. The dream is ended. This is the morning. Aim at heaven and you will get earth thrown in. Aim at earth and you will get neither. Oh, Adam's sons, how cleverly you defend yourselves against all that might do you good. I never exactly made a book. It's rather like taking dictation. I was given things to say. For the present is the point at which time touches eternity. He's not safe, but he's good, referring to Aslan, the lion, in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Once a king or queen of Narnia, always a king or queen of Narnia. There is a kind of happiness and wonder that makes you serious. It is too good to waste on jokes. A woman's heart should be so close to God that a man should have to chase him to find her. All shall be done, but it may be harder than you think. Love may forgive all infirmities and love still in spite of them, but love cannot cease to will their removal. To what will you look for help if you will not look to that which is stronger than yourself? Surely what a man does when he is taken off his guard is the best evidence for what sort of man he is. It is safe to tell the pure in heart that they shall see God, for only the pure in heart want to. I thought I could describe a state, make a map of sorrow. Sorrow, however, turns out to be not a state but a process. If a man thinks he is not conceited, he is very conceited indeed. Prosperity knits a man to the world. He feels that he is finding his place in it, while really it is finding its place in him. Remember that all worlds draw to an end and that noble death is a treasure which no one is too poor to buy. Aslan, you doubt your value. Don't run from who you are. God is no fonder of intellectual slackers than he is of any other slacker. One of the most cowardly things ordinary people do is to shut their eyes to facts.